This is sort of my, well, I guess not exactly like a childhood hangout, but a place that I frequented as a child, back as young as 5 years old. Originally, we didn't live here. We moved out to this area when I was about 4 years old, like late 4, just before I turned 5. And then at some point when I was 5, my father took my mom and me and my sister out here to explore, and then at some point to shoot guns. This used to be an area where we'd go out and do plinking. This creek here, it's the runoff for what used to be a reservoir, which is now just the reservoir has been dismantled. It was an earth embankment reservoir, but it's been dismantled, and now it's just the valley runoff for the mountains up here, which is Indian Valley Mountain area and Ignacio Valley Mountain area. And I just walk through it. I don't even bother stepping on stones. Because what's the point? You know, I got sandals on. They'll dry off well enough. No point trying to avoid the water. We got California poppies here, all rolled up. They're not unfurled. This has all been turned into official trail. When I was a kid, almost nobody knew about this area. So it was a great place to go and just sort of get away. You rarely ran into anybody here, but these days, if you go when it's not wet and cold, you'll run into all kinds of people in this area. This is a great area also to get edible mushrooms, though the better area for the edible mushrooms is way out in this area. There's a trail much further down that way, or a bit down that way, that goes up a pretty steep incline, but it goes deep into the Ignacio Valley Mountains. And it's very shaded. And in there are mushrooms everywhere. Many of them edible, many of them not so much. Some of them psychedelic. I love these trees here. I'm getting a little wet. Hang on. Let me get my hood back up. It fell off, and the rain is coming down a little bit more than it was before. I need a jacket with a bigger hood so that when I have my hair back with a clip, it's not difficult to get up to get it to stay on my head. Much louder runoff here. Let's get a look at it. Oh yeah, look at this. Gotta be careful. You can see how smooth those stones are. Water's been running off here for a very long time. It's beautiful, huh? I used to spend so much time in like this creek area and in the surrounding areas. This is always nice during springtime. You come out here just after the rains, and there'd be all this water running, and yet it would be dry, you know, so you wouldn't be getting rained on like I am now. The reason I'm going out now during the rain is, well, one, I was getting stir crazy and I didn't want to be inside anymore. And two, is that it's a Friday and it's raining and it's cold. And people in this area are they're kind of babies. So first off, weekday, you know, people are busy working and everything, so I don't have to run into as many people on the trail. Secondly, rainy, you know, wet and cold. And yeah, people don't like being wet in the cold. So I actually don't mind it. I like the wet and I like the cold. So I get to have the trail possibly all to myself. We'll see though. There may be some other adventurous spirits out here. I don't know if this is visible on the camera out there. The mist coming over, yeah, off in the distance there. Very pretty. There's a bunch of runoff down here. Like, it's louder, some more rapids going on. This whole area here, all this, used to be a reservoir. The earth embankment started right around where I'm standing and went across to the other side of this small valley. There's a small reservoir, not too huge. My dad and I used to shoot guns out here. We set up our targets on one side of the embankment, go to the other side and shoot across. Sometimes we shoot across the reservoir itself. Ooh, beautiful. Look at the color. That beautiful bright orange color, almost red here. Holy shit. Wow. There is some nice, well, you don't find as much fungus growing on the trees here. You'll definitely find some, but it's not the huge fungus like you find in the other area I was talking about, like the Piping Rock Trail. There's just like massive mushrooms there. Hopefully I can get my spine in better shape and I can take a trip out there and record the whole thing on my phone. Or maybe I'll do like, you know, attach to head camera or something. That'll be easier on me. And then you can get a look at it, see what I'm talking about. These plants are interesting. They naturally turn black. It's wild. This is not from a fire. That's just what they do. I'm not sure what they are. I don't remember these from when I was a kid. They must have been here though. I need to look into like why it is that they turn black like that. What that's all about. Huh? We got miner's lettuce here. See that? Miner's lettuce, that's edible. It's actually quite a bit of edible stuff out here. Huh. A lot more water rushing here. There's water coming down from two different tributaries here. So that's why it's louder here. Pretty cool, huh? So this is an area where there's a lot of runoff during the heavy rains, and it can wash out the walkway. So when I was a kid, my dad and I would be out here in like the early spring period when it would still be raining a lot. We would go and place stones here. I have no idea if these are the same stones. These could have been replaced or something, I don't know. This one's like really smooth, and so that could be one of the ones that we scooted into place and pushed in there to keep the walkway from getting, the pathway from getting washed out. Lots of little rapids. Birdie up there. Hello, birdie. Let's keep going. This isn't too long a walk. Oop. Fungus on tree branch. Here's some more. Little tiny ones. The area that I want to be able to take the camera and record, that's too much for my spine right now. Massive fungal growth on the side of trees. Look at these ones. Aren't they beautiful? This is just completely covered in it. Gotta be careful coming down here. It's a little slippery. Big old boulder. I used to make paper boats and run them down here. Now this was a pretty far out area from where we lived at the time. So I didn't really get to spend a lot of time out here by myself or with my friends. But as I got a little bit older, oh, look at that. It's a skink kind of guy or something. Or a salamander. They do have salamanders out here. Cute. Aww. What a beautiful creature with very pretty colors. Hi. Aww. How cute. Take a look. Some kind of a seed in there. There are lots of cool creatures out here too. Trying to look at the ground now to make sure I don't step on these little guys because they don't move very fast, you know? They're not like regular lizards that zip along out of the way. They're kind of slow. There used to be a rope swing on here a long time ago. There was a whole project to sort of reclaim this area and preserve it back in the 90s. Originally, the golf course that owns or that leads up to this area. Here's another one. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. Oh, they're so adorable. Oh, they're so adorable. They're all over. You can sometimes find banana slugs out here too, if I recall correctly. Definitely in the Inverness area, but I think you can here as well. There's a golf course not far from here, and they had managed to convince the city to let them to build out the street farther into this wilderness area. And the project started, but then the people of the city basically said, no, we don't want this, and fought back. They managed to build out a portion of the road into the wilderness, and then the project stopped. And it basically nothing happened here for a long time. And then in the 2000s, they started making this a nature preserve, and started making sanctioned trails and everything. And so things have been reclaimed. For instance, the swing that used to be there has been taken down, long since taken down. Oh, look at that, that's beautiful. What's interesting is walking up to here. I didn't record it. Maybe I'll do a separate recording of it. The road goes out into the wilderness partly, and it has cutouts for driveways. They've got conduit for power and water and everything running along the street. There's a fire hydrant, and it's partially reclaimed by the wilderness. There's nothing built there other than the base infrastructure for, roads. There's another one of those rock-lined areas where runoff can come through across the path, but not wash the path out. Yeah, so it's really interesting walking out here because you walk down this road that suddenly starts to get eaten up by the wilderness. It's pretty cool. It's a good job on the part of the people of Ignacio fighting back against the excessive development that was going on and getting them to stop the development and to actually put in efforts to restore this area to its natural beauty, which I'm very grateful for, because I was out here back way before any development was going on anywhere out here. And when they started developing into the area, it was sad to see it go, because it was one of my favorite hangout spots when I was a kid. And it was so beautiful, and there's lots of really cool wildlife out here. You run into bobcats all the time out here if you come out really early in the morning. Sometimes you run into mountain lions as well, though I haven't seen a mountain lion out here since I moved back to the area. So I don't know if the mountain lions are less common out here these days or not. But you can still run into bobcats out here. Look at these. They've been stripped of their bark, and on this one over here, they like flattened out one side. Looks like it had been someone ground away at it to flatten it out, and then there's some spray paint on it. Alright, let's get back up here and try to not step on any salamanders or skinks. There's a nice quieter area. Gentler stream flow. It's so hard to record and look out for salamanders underfoot. I'm trying to be very careful. And they blend into the road a bit, which is not doing them any favors because they're very slow moving. So sure, maybe it's harder for predators to spot them, but it's also hard for humans to spot them. And since they move so slowly, it's not likely that they're going to get out of the way before we step on them. One of the things that I do to get them to move while I'm walking, I take the walking stick and I thud it down hard. Cause vibration. It'll startle them and make them move, you know? Now this area that I'm hiking, it's honestly not that secluded because basically we're walking alongside, like parallel to the valley floor. Right where the water runs down and everything. And so there's not a lot of trees in this area. So it's actually not super shaded. There's quite a bit of opening in the canopy above, which makes this place kind of a nice trade-off between being shaded and getting some illumination. But sometimes I just like walking in areas that are so densely wooded and have such a thick canopy that you're really not picking up any direct light other than like little shafts of light here and there. I love that. But you're not going to find that here. Here it's going to be quite a bit of opening in the canopy. Taking a quick break here. My nose is running a little bit. It's not super cold. It's like 50 degrees. Lowest is 49 degrees. So it's not really cold. That's Fahrenheit, by the way. So it's not that cold. I mean, I'm like in sandals, you know? but it's just cold enough while exerting yourself to make your nose run. For me, anyway. Well, look at all that. This is one of the rocks that I like to sit on when I'm out here sometimes. I always figured it'd be nice to come out here and bring a lunch with me. Sit down here and enjoy it. But be careful. My spine, even though I'm doing better now, and I can feel my left leg again, I still have to be very careful because my lumbar spine is still in terrible condition. So still got to take it easy and be cautious. Oh wow, that's beautiful. And look at all the fungus on that tree. Still nowhere near as nice as the other area that I want to go and record at. Isn't this beautiful? I would love to do a shroom trip out here. Another fun rock to sit on. And here is the waterfall. I have been up there before. It is quite a difficult hike. Technically, you're not allowed to go up there anymore. This whole area that I've been hiking down is technically private property of the Hill family, but they have an agreement with the city to keep it open as a preserve and a hiking location. This is called Buck Gulch Waterfall, or Buck Gulch Falls. And I have definitely been up there before. I might go hiking up there again at some point if I can get stable enough. I don't know, it's a rough one. It's really rough. Back in the day, even though it was quite a bit of exertion, it was no big deal for me to go do a hike like that and go way up there. And honestly, I would run most of the trail, kind of lunging, you know, from step to step. Buck Gulch Falls.